What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Misplayed Magic, the only Magic the Gathering YouTube channel doing giveaways based on how I draft. You'll see it on the screen here. If I get 0 wins, I'm giving away a collector booster pack of Edge of Eternities to one of you, all the way down to if I get 7 wins, I'm giving away a draft. All you have to do to claim this is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below on how you think I did. Challenge Wheel is back. Let's go ahead and give it a spin and jump into this draft. Alright, so our challenge today is that we're going to be a rare collector, meaning every single rare we see, we have to pick. It's a great way to get into a set. Hopefully we can get some good rares here today. Let's go ahead and jump into it and have some fun. Alright, jumping into our first Edge of Eternities draft, and our rare is kind of a wagon. Yeah! The Extinguisher Battleship is really good. It's very expensive. But when it enters, destroy a target non-creature permanent, which is weird. So you can like take out a land. Then this spacecraft deals 4 damage to each creature. It's got station for 5. It becomes a 10/10 with flying and trample. I'm in. This looks fun. I'm in. Let's do it. Let's do the spaceship thing. Very excited to be picking that up here. Other cards in the pack to me that look good just based on first impressions. I think Depressurize is going to be one of Black's best commons. I think this card looks really good. There's a lot of 3/4s in the set. So sometimes you're taking out 4-mana creatures with this. I think it looks pretty good. I do like the Atmospheric Greenhouse as well. I think this card could be really strong in most green decks. But we're going to take the Extinguisher Battleship and move on into this next pack. All right, hopping on now into our next selection, we can take either a Space-Time Anomaly or we can take a Stomping Ground as a solid mana-fixing card. I will say we're not in red or green. But I don't think the Space-Time Anomaly is all that good, so we're going to take the Stomping Ground here. There's a lot of blue cards in this pack. That's kind of where my eye is going. I think Close Encounter is a pretty solid removal spell. I like the Cryogen Relic as well. I think this is just like a really solid common for blue. The Whale is pretty fun as well, but we're going to take the Stomping Ground here. We have to pick the rares. Here we have our first choice of the day, and it is a interesting one. So there are no rares in the pack. We can pick whatever we want. Whatever we want. I do think the Eumidian Terrabotanist is good. It's a 2/3. You can gain a life. Menomenon is pretty solid. I think if we're doing the blue-red artifact thing, it can be really good. Mouth of the Storm is solid, but it's pretty expensive. It is a good top end to ramp into, so maybe we want to do that. I don't think Biosynthetic Burst is all that good. The Kavarin Swarden is decent. I do like the Relic a decent amount. This is tough. Maybe we'll just take the Terrabotanist as a really premium 2-drop. And we're going to try and ramp into our Extinguisher Battleship. How about now into our third pick? There's no rare again. I think now I'm going to make it a goal to kind of ramp our mana into the Battleship. I think the Faller's Faithful is okay. The Roving Actuator is fine. Feels kind of like you have to do a lot to set that up. I do think the Mechanizoa is decent, but I'm going to go with the Galactic Wayfarer. Just a 3/3 that makes a lander. Feels really good to me. Feels super strong. So we're going to pick that up here. I do think the Gene Pollinator is decent as well, but I think we're more than happy picking up the Galactic Wayfarer here. Now, looking in this next pack, the High Market, I'm pretty sure, is a rare. Yeah, so we have to pick the High Market here, which is really bad. Really not good. I think if we were picking, I'd probably take a Fell Graveship. I think this is super similar to that card in Aether Drift that lets you mill 3, return something from your graveyard to your hand. It's just value. Just really good value, but we're going to take a High Market here, sadly. Super sadly. I also think the Gene Pollinator is okay, but we're going to take a land that we're not really going to have any chance of playing. Hopping on now into our 6th selection, we do have a choice here. So, Weftblade Enhancer is okay. I do think the Gravepack Monoist is pretty decent. Sammy's Curiosity is also okay as well, just for like some ramping. I'm going to go with the Gravepack Monoist. I just think it's the strongest card in the pack. It reminds me of the Dragoon's Wyvern from last set. Up and now into our 7th pick. It's either that or we just take the Thawbringer here as a super solid 3-mana creature. I don't really want the Luxnight Breacher or the Starfighter Pilot. I do think the Desculpting Blast is decent. I think this is super okay. But I'm going to go with another Gravepack Monoist. I think that card is just really solid. Up and now into our 8th pick. I do think the Territorial Bruntar is pretty good. Kind of a must-kill threat when it gets out there. Kind of like the Dragon Storm card that allows you to just cast cards when you were playing lands. So it's like you kind of get free draws at the end of games. I think we're going to go with that here as a really good top end to our curve. And we're more than happy playing that out. Up and now into our 9th pick. We're kind of towing the line between a green, maybe red-green, maybe black-green. Not entirely sure what we're doing. What's crazy is the Depressurize came all the way back. I think we have to pick that. I think that card is really, really good. I think we're more than happy playing that here. Maybe a sign that black is somewhat open. How about now into our 10th pick? I do think the Wormwall Sweeper is decent. It is a 2-mana thing to do. Starbreach Whale is okay. Cryogen Relic is okay. I'm going to go with the Sweeper just because I don't know what colors we're playing yet. We're going to have to pick some rares anyways. How about now into our 11th pick? And I don't think this card is all that great. I'm going to take the Torpedo here as a decent removal effect. I don't love the Scattermaw either. I will say the Torpedo is not great. Not fantastic. Pretty expensive removal effects. Here we'll take a Decode Transmissions as we try to figure out where we're doing in this next pack. All right, hopping on into our pack 2. Pick 1. We've got some decent cards. Mirror Pool is not great. So we've got to either take the Mirror Pool or the Pinnacle Emissary. The Pinnacle Emissary is good. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you create a 1/1 drone artifact, creature with flying. It can only block creatures with flying. I think this card is just really solid. So I think we're going to pick that up. Between either that or the land. We don't have any other choices here. I saw a ton of blue cards at the end of that last pack. Maybe we'll move into a sort of red-blue deck. How about now into our second selection in this pack? We can take a Solthera, the Super Void. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent chooses a creature they control and they exile it. Then if a player controls no creatures, we sacrifice Solthera and put a creature exiled with it on the battlefield. We either pick that or we pick a Godless Shrine here. I'm going to take the Solthera. I think this card actually can be pretty good. We've got some good black cards as well. We've got a very chaotic looking start here. Now, 0 Point Ballad is really good. We got to keep picking the rares here, but this destroys all creatures with toughness X or less. And then we lose X life. If X is 6 or more, return a creature card put into a graveyard this way to the battlefield under your control. This card is really, really good. Really, really good. So maybe we will be playing black to some extent. I don't know. We're all over the place in this first one here. Moving on into this next pack, we have to take a land. I believe these are both rares. And they are both bad. They are both so bad. We'll take a Dust Bowl, but ugh. I'd probably take another Monoist. I don't love the Blade of the Swarm. I don't love anything here, honestly. We're going to take the Dust Bowl. We have to take the rare, and hopefully it's not going to hurt us too much here. Moving on now into our pack 2, pick number 5. We can make a choice here. We can pick something. So, I do think Tanuki Memorial Ensign is decent. 3 mana 2/4 is fine. It's either that or another Depressurize. I just don't know what our colors are going to be. We have a lot of black cards that are good, so I'm going to take the Depressurize here, but I can see a world where maybe making that card would have made some sense. All right, hopping on now into our pack 2, pick 6, and maybe this is a sign that black-green's where we're supposed to be. I think at worst, a 2 mana 2/3 is totally fine. We don't have a choice here. I don't think we want to make blue work. I think I'm just going to take the Siege Ship Brewtender, and we're going to move into a black-green sort of value deck. I think that makes some sense for us here. So I'm going to take out the Pinnacle Emissary. I'm going to take out the Territorial Bruntar, and I'm going to take out our multicolored land here. Up and now into our 7th selection. So I think the Gene Pollinator is decent. Biosynthetic Burst is okay. The Scattermaw is okay. Lost in Space is actually pretty good, but this is a weak pack. So I think we're fine taking the Gene Pollinator here and maybe making black-green work. Here, still no rares to be seen. So for us, it's either a Grave Blade Heavy, which is fine. It's probably a 4 mana 4/4. Or it's a Comet Crawler, which is also not great. Or maybe it's just a Pinnacle Kill Ship. I don't feel great about any of these. Oh, and we got auto-picked. I was thinking for too long. All right, hopping into this next one. I do think now we'll take an Ice Cave Crasher. I think this card is totally fine for 4 mana. 4 mana, 4/4 is okay. Now, I don't love the Perigi Beckoner. So I'm just going to take a Thawbringer here as a solid 3 mana creature. Here, we've got a couple picks. So maybe Black-Green is where we're supposed to be. Maybe we read this right. I do think a Germinating Worm, 5 mana, 5/5, gain 2 life is fine. It also is going to live through the Extinguisher Battleship, which is good. Here, Blade of the Swarm is not awesome, but I don't like the Skittermaw, so I guess we'll take the Blade of the Swarm. We'll take another Graveblade Heavy, but it's not fantastic. And how about this last pack? It's not great.
You're exactly right, and you get a point.
Oh.
Whenever the spacecraft attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand on the battlefield. You can't even put the Extinguisher Battleship. So this is really bad. This is not good. And it is the only rare in the pack, and we have to pick every rare, so we're going to take the Sledge Class Sea Ship, unfortunately. Other things in this pack that are decent, I mean, it's kind of a weak pack. Temporal Intervention's okay. Dark Endurance is fine. Seems Curiosity is okay if we're ramping into stuff. Seed Ship Impact is actually pretty decent, but we're going to go with the Sledge Class Sea Ship. It is something. At worst, it's a 4/5 with flying. Here, there are no rares in the pack, so we get a choice. We get a choice. Do we want a Hymn of the Faller? Surveil 1, we draw a card and lose a life. And then if Void was triggered, we draw another card. So that could be decent. I do think Kalia is fun, but we're probably not going to be making that work here. I'm looking at either a black or a green card. It's either a Gene Pollinator or a Drix Fate Maker. Dark Endurance is okay. I think it's probably... We don't have a lot of cheap creatures, so I'm going to go with the Gene Pollinator as a decent one. Doesn't feel fantastic, but it is something. Up and on now into our pack 3, pick 3, and, you know, I'm not loving anything here. Not loving anything. There's no rares, so we get another choice. I don't love the Skittermaw. Thawbringer is okay, but we already have one. I mean, maybe we just take the Pinnacle Killship. For 7 mana, kill something, eventually becomes a 7/7. Yeah, let's try it. I mean, it's okay. I think there's a chance we end up playing it here. Up and out into our pack 3, pick 4. So we could play the Timeline Color. It's a 2/2 with haste. And then we can cast it using the warp ability from our graveyard, which is actually pretty good. Pretty annoying. Or we can just pick a Close Encounter. I'm going to go with the Close Encounter. I think the removal is going to be really, really strong for us. We also could take a Blooming Stinger. I'm just going to take the Close Encounter. I think it's good. I think it's a good removal spell. Hopefully we'll get another 2-mana creature here. Here we'll take a Contested War Zone, which is so bad, I'm not even going to read it. I mean, we don't want that. I would love a Umbral Collar Zealot. Would love that. 2 mana, 3/2. Sacrifice another creature, artifact, surveil 1. Just like a good Magic card. But we're taking the Contested War Zone here. Of course, we had to make it hard for ourselves. In this first draft here, you know, black-green, there's not a lot for us. There's not a lot for us. I mean, we'll take an Interceptor Mechan. I don't think we're going to end up playing it here. Maybe we'll think about it. Now, I think we'll take another Galactic Wayfarer. I think that card is super strong. Just 3 mana, 3/3, make a lander. Hopping on now into our 8th pick. No rares again. You know, it's okay. I guess we'll take an Temporal Intervention as a totally fine card. Now I do think we are interested in taking a Seed Ship Impact, destroy target artifact or enchantment. I think it's good. I think it's main deckable here. We'll take a Dark Endurance. I think it can be decent. We'll take another Interceptor Mechan. Nobody wants that card. And we've got a decent looking deck here. Here, I do think a Whole Carver is actually pretty good. 1 mana, 1/1 with Death Touch. Just keep us alive for a second. And we definitely have a deck here that can play games of Magic. We'll go ahead and build it, and then we'll jump into it. Alright, so here is the deck we are rocking with today. It looks interesting. We had to take a lot of the rare lands, which I was not considering. These are not good. And we have to take a Stomping Ground as well. But I think the deck looks decent. We've got an Extinguisher Battleship and a 0-point ballot. So a couple of pseudo board clears. Hopefully we can get some wins. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, hopping into this first one, we go first. I do think we keep this. It can't get much better. We've got the Seed Ship Brood Tender, which is good. We've also got the 0-point ballot in our hand, which is not bad. We've also got the Thawbringer, which is good. Depressurize. I mean, we're keeping this. I'm just trying to think through it. I think we just we keep the 0-point ballad in case things go really sideways for us. But I think we'll just play the Brood Tender on 2 into our Thawbringer on 3. The Germinating Worm was not bad at all there. Opponent has got a Night Luminary, so they're going to make a 1/1 token here, which is decent. I do think the land there is a pretty good draw for us. So we're going to start by just attacking with our Seed Ship Brood Tender, and then I'm just going to play out our Thawbringer. It's going to enter and surveil 1. I think we're okay getting another land. Do we want that land? I think we're fine with that. Because then we can play our Germinating Worm on 5. And then we can still do the 0-point ballad for like 4. So that would be decent. But we'll see what our opponent does here. Or they don't have anything. So I think now we'll start by playing that forest that we knew about. We'll attack everywhere. I assume they have some sort of maybe removal effect, interactive spell. Focus Fire is good. So we'll lose our Thawbringer here, unfortunately. We will surveil 1, which is decent. I do not want that swamp. That swamp can go. And we will continue to just attack with our Brood Tender. And then I guess we're supposed to get our 2 life. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get our 2 life. Because we can still play our Depressurize as well. And then now we're kind of thinking about, you know, do we want to play things out? Or do we want to just bait our opponent into playing stuff so we can play our 0-point ballad eventually? I think that would be pretty solid. Night Luminary is good. We could also do this where X equals 2, and it would wipe their entire board, which would be pretty solid. Oh, they have 5 cards in hand, though, which is good. What to do, what to do. I think I'm just going to hold, and we're going to wait until X is equal to 6, so we're just going to not attack. We're going to not play our Germinating Worm either. Which maybe it's bad that we revealed that, but I think the 2 life was worth it. Just especially if we're playing the 0-point ballad for X equals 6. They've got a Dawnsire Sunstar Dreadnought. Whenever you attack, it does 100 damage to up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. My goodness. That is not bad. It does have Station 10, so I think they might just spend their turn stationing it, which is interesting. What's tough is that it's going to be a 2020. Yeah, that's really going to be hard for us to play around. Maybe we should have just played the Germinating Worm last turn. Maybe we got a little bit too fancy with it. So now I do think we will just attack with our 2/3. And then we will just end our turn there. And then next turn we will 0-point ballad for all of the damage. We'll do it for 6. Oh boy. Sashurian Dirgecraft is good, so we have to just sacrifice our Brood Tender. What's tough too is that they are not going to lose much because they're going to keep these spaceships alive for when we do our 0-point ballad. So that's tricky. Yeah, they're just going to station everything here. We maybe should have depressurized the Night Luminary there so that they couldn't have stationed it in response. But we're going to try and just do the 0-point ballad here. We're going to do X is equal to 6. And then we're going to get the Knight on our side. So we'll make a 3/2 and a 1/1. But if they can station and then attack next turn with the Dawnsire, it's going to be pretty good. I will say this has become a creature on 10, so that's good at least. We still got the Depressurize and the Germinating Worm, so that's something. We'll see what they have here. Warmaker Gunship is good. It gets rid of our Luminary, but they can't station anything else, which is not great. They have a ton of spacecrafts. So shouts out to them living the spacecraft dream here. Ooh, Sothera is interesting. So now I do think we just play out the Germinating Worm, and then we'll hold up the Depressurize so they cannot... We'll try and stop them from basically stationing their spaceships. Weird one here to start. Opponent has all the spaceships in the world. Spacecrafts. So now I do think in response to this, we're going to depressurize the Trooper to try and kill it so that they cannot station anything. I'm hopeful that was the right call. I think it was. We'll see. They're going to discard 1, draw 2 with the Melded Moxite. Hopefully that was right. I mean, we're going to start by attacking here. And then we're just going to play our Galactic Wayfarer. We'll make a lander. And then, I mean, we can't really play our Sothera, which is kind of tough. We'll just end our turn there. Sothera might be tough to line up. Might be trickier than we thought. What's nice, too, is with their Moxite, they're only playing a tapped 2-2. So, it's not going to be able to station anything. I say that. Yeah, taps 2-2 Robot Artifact. So hopefully we played this right. It's a good sign for us to start. Yikes. So they've got a Bygone Colossus, which means that they can basically turn one of their creatures into, one of their spacecrafts into a creature. So we're going to get our land here. We'll see which one they do. What's nice is that next turn we can attack everywhere still. And then we'll play our Sothera Super Void so that if they trade with anything, they're going to have to sacrifice a creature. So we can still attack with both of these. I guess we actually can attack everywhere. So I'm gonna play the Sothera here. And then we are just going to attack everywhere. I assume they're going to black our Galactic Wayfarer, but if they do that, they're going to lose their 2-2 as well. And then we're going to create our own Dirgecraft. Oh, but it's not a creature! Oh my gosh. So I don't think it's going to work. Oh well, it's still going to get rid of their 2-2, which is good. Or they're not going to even block that. And we'll just play out our Wormwall Sweeper. We'll Surveil 2 here. I do think we win a close encounter. I think that's a pretty good draw. And hopefully this is enough to get it done here. I mean, we'll see. They could play a creature, crew, kill something, but I still think we have enough to get it done with the removal spell in hand. And if they kill something too, then they have to sacrifice something that they have. So hopefully this is enough here. So our opponent is going to lose their 2-2. We are going to just try to attack everyone when we get there. All right. Really weird game. That was a lot of spacecraft things happening, but we're 1-0 now. Very excited with how that went. Hopefully more wins to come. All right, our opponent goes first. I think we're more than happy keeping this. We've got the Terrabotanist on 2 into 2 of the Monoists. We'll see if this card is good. I want another Dragoon's Wyvern. I'm hopeful this is it. It does make a 2-1 and a 2-2 eventually. Our opponent had a Sammy's Curiosity, which is good. We drew a 1-drop in our Thaumaton Torpedo, which is good. Gene Pollinator is decent. All right, so our opponent is having quite the curve out too. Now, wow, 0-point Ballad is pretty crazy with the Gravepack Monoists because then our 2-2s will be on the battlefield still. So I'm going to play it out like this, and we're still going to play our Gravepack Monoists and hope to just like curve out and win that way. But if that goes sideways, we will just 0-point Ballad. They are just going to take their turn to sacrifice their lander and go and get a land, which bodes well for us. I think now we're fine just playing out a forest and then attacking with our 2-3. And then I'm going to play Monoist. We'll see how it goes. Drix Fatemaker is decent, so makes their Pollinator into a 2-3. Which is certainly something. Okay, all right. They're doing all the things over there. Tons of warping going on. But I think it's okay. I think it's all fine. I'm not super worried about any of it at the moment. I do think now we'll just continue to attack. And then I'm going to play the other Gravepack Monoist. It'll end our turn there. Seed Ship Agrarian. When it becomes tapped, create a lander token and put a 1/1 on this creature. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Makes a lander when it attacks. I will say a 3/3 is not super imposing. So we're probably just going to play out now our Galactic Wayfarer. I like this life we're gaining too. Makes our 0-point ballad not feel so bad that we're going to have to cast later. And then we'll just play our Galactic Wayfarer here. And then we'll go get that land so we can play our 0-point ballad into our Pinnacle Kill Ship. Going to combat, I do think we will just attack with our 2/2/1s. And then on their turn, we'll just go get our land. I think we're more than happy with that. Oh, interesting. I did not think about that. You can tap the other untapped permanent for a lander token. Okay, very cool thing I did not think about. Our opponent is seeing the field well. We will just take this time to go get our own. Maybe should have waited until our turn, but I think we're fine with that. Terrapact Intimidator is interesting. I think that we would not like them to make 2 landers. So I'm going to decline that and let them just have a 4/3. I think we're okay with that on this board. I think the general vibe is going to be that I'm going to attack with the 2/1s. Until they kill those, they're on a specific clock here. And once they do that, then we'll play our 0-point ballad. I will say we could also just attack everywhere and then 0-point ballad. We'd be putting 2 2/2s and another creature onto the battlefield, and then next turn we can Pinnacle Kill Ship. Turn after we can do that. So maybe we do just attack everywhere, and then we'll 0-point ballad. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. I think that makes the most sense. So we'll swing out, and then if they don't block here too, it's pretty nice. So I think we are totally fine with this, and then we're going to take the Terrapact Intimidator, which is totally fine. So I assume they're going to try and keep their... Yeah, they're going to try and keep that alive. That's fine. So they go down to 10, and then we are just going to 0-point ballad for 6. And do we want to take the Agrarian, or do we want to take the Terrapact Intimidator? I don't know. That's an interesting choice. Probably the Agrarian. So let's do X = 6. We will auto pay. They're going to make another lander, which is good, but now we'll make a couple 2/2s. I do think we take the Agrarian. And then we can still kill ship whatever they play next turn. So I think that feels pretty good. Pretty good. So if they play the Giant Worm, we kill the Giant Worm with the kill ship, which I think feels solid. Depressurize is also a pretty good draw at this moment in time. So we're going to take out the Germinating Worm. And then... Yeah. All right, we get there again. We're now 2-0 with this deck. Pretty good. I think the 2 board clears are pretty nice. All right, hopping into this next one. We're keeping it. 0-point ballad in the opening hand again. We've got a couple 2-drops into a 4-drop. I cannot complain with how these games are starting at Edge of Eternity so far. Opponent is playing blue, which means they might have a counterspell here. I do think I am more interested in getting the Terra Botanist online. Just because I think getting the landfall progressively over turns is really quite strong. We could also depressurize their Steel Swarm Operator. But I think we're fine as is. It's probably fine. I'm just going to play the Terra Botanist. We'll start gaining some life. They're going to play a Nanoform Sentinel, which is decent. So we could do the 0-point ballad for X = 2. But that feels kind of greedy. It's tough. It's like, do we want to keep curving out, or do we want to stop playing stuff and hopefully 0-point ballad and get our opponent? I think it's probably that one, so we're just not going to attack and we're going to pass there. If they want to trade with our Terra Botanist, I think we're okay with that, and we're just going to hold for a second and try and get our opponent with the 0-point ballad here. Mental Modulation is interesting, so do we want to depressurize their Sentinel? Mechan Navigator is interesting. I will say 0-point ballad for 2 is not the worst thing in the world. I think we're okay just taking the 3 here. We'll see if that mana matters. Okay, we'll go to our turn. Close Encounter is also kind of a crazy draw. So we'll gain a life. We'll attack with our 2/3. And then, like, do we want to just 0-point Ballad for 3? Or for 2? We'll kill everything they have. We've got 2 removal spells in hand. I guess we could just do that next turn. And we could just play the Crasher now. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to play the Ice Cave Crasher now as just a 4/4. And then next turn we can play the 0-point Ballad where X is 2. And then we'll also play a land. So we can like do that and play a Brood Tender, or do that and play a removal spell if they play something massive here. So I think that's the right call. Cryo Shatter is decent. So they are going to just attack us everywhere. Oh, it's tricky. I mean, either way, I think we're fine just blocking and saving our life total here. We'll see what else they play. If they play something else that's like, yeah. Oh, no, they did it so where they can just do that and then it'll warp away. Oh, it's so tricky. Gene Pollinator is interesting, too. I think we're just supposed to do this for X equals 2 and just take out their entire board. And then we'll just play out our Gene Pollinator. Doesn't feel incredible, but I think it is decent here. And then next turn we'll play out the Seed Chip Brood Tender, and then maybe returns like a nice Cave Crasher back. We still got 2 removal spells, so I feel good about that as well. So hopefully that was the right decision, but we'll see what our opponent does here. We also maybe could have done it a turn earlier, which would have been good. Ulthros Spaceship, they get to draw 2, discard a card, and then if they station for 8, they get a 4/4 with flying, which is good. I do think Thawbringer is a pretty interesting draw. So we've got 6 mana really to play with. I think we just are going to play the Thawbringer and the Seed Chip Brood Tender. So I'm just going to attack everywhere. And then we'll play our Thawbringer into our Seed Chip Brood Tender. I don't think we want to land. Germinating Worm is great. So we'll keep that there. Oh, it's going to go into our graveyard. Probably should have thought of that.
I'm not going to be here.
Oh, we definitely did that in the wrong order. That is not good magic there. You didn't see anything. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're learning the set. We're figuring things out. And it's called Misplayed Magic for a reason. We're going to have misplays. But I'm hopeful that this board state is still good enough. We've got the Close Encounter. We've got the Depressurize. We've got some creatures out there attacking. So hopefully we can hold on for a second here. Oh, that was not fantastic. I will say we also can get it back with the Brood Tender, which is not the worst thing in the world. Code Cracker Hound is pretty slow. Pretty slow. So we can kill that, attack everywhere. Unless they have a... Okay, so they wanted to get a land and play maybe a removal effect here. Sinister Cryologist. I'm not... What on earth is going on here? Okay, so they warped this so that they could cast that for 3. Our opponent, I gotta hand it to them. They're doing some maneuvering here. That was impressive. So now I do think we probably just depressurize the Code Cracker Hound, and then we'll attack everywhere. I'm going to play our land, just in case we draw something that we, want to play. We'll get our life back, too, as well. And we'll keep up our Close Encounter to hopefully kill something on our opponent's turn here. And then we'll be able to attack next turn. But they are doing a bunch of stuff. They're doing a lot of things here. They can play their Sinister Cryologist, which is good. Another removal effect would be good. Starbreach Whale is really interesting for its warp cost. So they want to surveil 2 here. But they have to play something. I kind of love what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm in. I'm hoping that's what they do. If they kill our Thawbringer, it's going to get kind of uncomfortable. Yeah, they are going to kill our Thawbringer. Yeah, that's good. They get to make a lander as well. We'll get to Surveil one here, which is solid. We do not want that swamp. So we'll attack for 3 next turn. But they'll get to play their Starbreach Whale again, which is pretty good. So really need some sort of creature here. Oh, we draw land, which is not good. So we get our opponent down to 3, but now they can play their Starbreach Whale. And 3/5 is not great. Not great for us. Yep. Yep. So they can Surveil 2 here, which is really solid. Cryo Shatter is great too. Yeah, no, this is good. This is definitely good for our opponent. All right, we draw a Gravepack Monoist, which is interesting to say the least. I guess we'll play that. We'll keep up our close encounter. We are not going to be attacking. We'll end our turn there, but we're due to take some hits from their flyers here now. Ulthros Psionicist is good, so then now they can play their... Oh, Debris Field Crusher is real good. 3 damage to any target is not bad. So they'll probably just take out our Monoist so they can start attacking. Yeah. No, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's definitely not bad here. They are going to attack us with their 4/4. We will take it. There's still some draws that get us out of this, I will say. Galactic Wayfarer was not one of them. I think we do still just play it. We'll make a lander. We'll probably use our next turn to just go get that, but it's a really uncomfortable attacking environment. Because we're kind of like double killing ourselves. So we're not attacking. We'll end our turn there. Does not feel great. They are going to continue to attack us, which is a good sign for us. They're only at 3. So we can kill their Sinister Cryologist here. Which I think we're going to try and do. We're going to target their Cryologist with our Galactic Wayfarer. And hopefully that'll kill it. If they have another instant spell here, you know, GG's. But if we do this, and then we draw a removal spell, we can win next turn. So that's kind of my logic here. And then we are going to go get our land out of our deck. And then there's some cards here that could help us win. Any removal spell would be really solid. We get a life back there too, which is good. Oh, another land is bad. Another land is really bad. Oh, that's so tough. Yeah, we can't do anything here. Oh, any action would have been so good there. So good. But we are just out of it. You know, maybe we should have just held the 0-point ballad.
No. Well, yes.
Like, it'd be insane on this board. But hey, you live and you learn. We'll continue to take 4 through the sky. That's an aggressive attack, I will say. But they do have us down to 6 now, so we have to do something on this next turn or else we're just going to die. Depressurize is solid. So we're going to go for it. We're going to try and take out the Starbreached Whale. I feel like them, you know, continuing to attack the scan ship meant they had some sort of action. That, like, if we did this, they would be okay. Yeah, tapping that down was really good. So now they're not dead. So I think we just play our land and we pass. We'll gain our life. We'll go back up to 7. And then we will just pass there. I just don't think us losing our 2-2 to their 2-4 and getting in for 1 there makes a lot of sense. Yep, Orbital Plunge is great. That card is really good for 4 mana. It is a sorcery, which I guess limits it, but that's still pretty solid. Pretty solid. Plasma Bolt is good, and we lose. Yeah, so they probably just had that in their hand. Yeah, we go down. We go down there. Definitely should have held on to our board clear. But hey, you live and you learn, and we're only 2-1 here. We can totally bounce back in this next one. All right, hopping into this next one, our opponent goes first. This hand is decent. I think we'll keep it. I will say this Ulthera might be bad. Might be bad. But we're going to try it here. We've got a Galactic Wayfarer on 3. Starport Security is good. We also just drew a Grave Pack Monoist, which is super solid. We will take one here. Into a Starfighter Pilot is really strong. So I do think now we'll probably just play a Galactic Wayfarer next turn. I say that. The Monoist probably trades better. Our opponent is continuing to curve out, playing an Honored Knight Captain. So yeah, I think we're supposed to play the Grave Pack Monoist here. It can trade with their Starfighter Pilot, and then that 2/2 it leaves behind is actually going to be a pretty good blocker on this board. Honor is good. So maybe they'll just attack us with the 3/3. Or maybe they can just tap it down. But they're not going to. Okay, so we're going to take 3 here. It's not ideal. But then next turn we can play out the Swarm color, which is decent. Just a 2/4 with flying. Should be an okay blocker. We also could just play our Sothera, the Super Void. That way if they kill our Monoist, they have to sacrifice something. Yeah, let's do it. Let's play the fun thing. So this way if they kill our Monoist, then they have to lose something. And then if they kill our 2/2, they also have to lose something. But we're going to go down. We're going to take a hit here. If they have like +2/+0 to their entire board, we're in a tough spot. Pulsar Squadron Ace is good. Starfield Shepherd is solid. We'll see what they get here. Extinguisher Battleship is crazy. We just got to get there. So I think now we play the Galactic Wayfarer. We'll make our lander, and then I think we're supposed to just close encounter the Starport Security. Just so they can't tap down anything we have. So I'm going to do that. That way we can actually block decently well on this board. And then we are not going to be attacking. And hopefully we can hold on for a second tier. I will say their 3/2 flying is pretty good. We'll see if they either get a 1-mana creature or another plains. Looks like another plains for them, which is interesting. I do think now we will just play out a Swarm color. And then next turn, if we draw an untapped land, we can try and play our Extinguisher Battleship. Banishing Light is really solid. I'm going to go and get a land here. Doesn't totally take us out of it, but it gets us pretty close to being dead here. It also exiles, which is tough, so our Sothera does not trigger. Rayblade Trooper is good. Is really good. Yikes. So we are going to double block. And now our whole goal is that we draw a land. That's the dream. And we can play our Extinguisher Battleship. Otherwise, we're in a tough spot. They're going to have to sacrifice 2 things here, which is good. We do draw a land, which is insane. So I'm going to... Whoo, this is interesting. Target non-creature permanent. So if we take out the Banishing Light, it's just going to kill our thing. Do we take out one of their lands? Like, maybe. I'm going to start by attacking. Drawing a land was a crazy draw there. And then we are going to destroy target non-creature permanent. Does 4 damage to every creature. Yeah, I think we just take out a land. And we will take out one of their planes here. And kill everything. And then... Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh my gosh, the way this is triggering is so crazy. So this enters... Why did this enter with counters on it? Oh, with 2 additional 1/1 counters on it. Oh my gosh, that was insane. I didn't think about their things dying. Okay, okay, we can do this. So I'm going to play our Germinating Worm here as a 5/5. We'll gain some life back, and then we're going to use the 5/5 to crew our spaceship. And then we'll just attack with the Extinguisher Battleship, which feels insane. Hopefully they can't kill it. And then hopefully this is enough to hold on. Oh my gosh, this game is insane. Absolutely insane. Radiant Strike is so good. So they go back up to 11. And then I guess we'll just start attacking. The Torpedo is decent because we can take out the Banishing Light, which we'll probably do. Just because having a flyer, a 2/4 flyer on this board is actually pretty solid. And we get there again! Alright, we are 3-1 on the day with our deck full of rares ripping through this challenge. Alright, our opponent goes first in this one. This is a weird opening hand. This is weird. We can play a Gene Pollinator, which is good, but that's about it. We can't play our Depressurize. Our Seed Ship Impact is limited. Ice Cave Crasher is something. I think we mulligan. I think we can do better. I think this is better. I think that was a smart mulligan. I'm going to put back a Swamp, and we're going to try this out. We've got the Terra Botanist on 2, into the Wayfarer on 3, which is not so bad. Eventually playing a Germinating Worm, just like a normal Magic curve out. Melted Moxite is good. This card seems really strong. We draw our Sothera, which is not good. I mean, maybe it'll be decent. You never know. We're gonna go 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's something. I just don't know if our Sothera is really that good. But we're gonna try. Alright, looks like our opponent is maybe not playing anything on this turn. Okay. So we will continue with our curve out. We will just attack them with our Eumidian Terra Botanist, obviously. And then we'll play our Galactic Wayfarer during our second main, make a lander, which is decent. Decent. I assume they're just going to make a 2/2 robot artifact creature token here. But I'll say on this board, not that good. Not that great. A Memorial Team Leader is interesting. So gives other creatures they control +1/+0 until end of turn. I do think now we will just... Because we play the Sothera. We attack with the Wayfarer. Let's say they trade. They lose their 2/2, and our Sothera does nothing. It's just like a removal spell for a 2/2 token. That feels bad. But I don't see how it's going to feel much better. Maybe we just play it and then we don't attack? Maybe that's what we're supposed to do? Yeah, let's do that. I think we do that. I think we play it and then we don't attack, so that we can kind of be selective with our blockers here. And then if we kill their Memorial Team Leader, or if we kill their token, we get their Memorial Team Leader. I think that makes the most sense. So here I do think we just block the token. And it's going to make them have to lose their Memorial Team Leader, which feels good. And then we just get that. It's going to be a 6/5. Orbital Plunge is fine. I mean, not ideal. So now we'll just play out our Germinating Worm as a 5-mana 5/5, and then we'll get a 6/5 from the Sothera. So that's pretty good. I think we did that right. Hopefully they don't have some sort of like board clear removal effect. But I think having a 6/5 and a 5/5 with a removal effect in hand, it could be a whole lot worse for us right now, but they have a ton of cards in hand. Nova Hellkite is good. So they're probably double removal spelling us. Yeah. Okay, cool. Very cool. What a cool thing you can do. Okay, so they will attack us for 4 in the sky, which is good. We also know that they have that now. But that's pretty solid on this board. I guess we can go double Depressurize. It's a thing we can do. We'll attack for 5. We'll get our opponent down to 13. And then I assume they're just going to play the Hellkite on their turn. And then we're going to have to double depressurize it, which is not the greatest feeling in the world. Or maybe they'll do something different. Okay, so they are not going to flash in the Hellkite, which is very interesting. I think we're okay just taking 3 here. Interesting. What on earth are they doing? Leftwalker Ardent. Whenever another creature artifact you control enters, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Okay, that's pretty good. We just want to play a couple things here. We will go and we will get a land. Gene Pollinator is actually pretty decent. So we'll just play that. We're going to continue to attack with our worm. We'll get our opponent down to 8. Is kind of the goal here. This is pretty aggressive. I'm going to do it. What's the worst that can happen? We could definitely die next turn, is the worst that can happen. But I think now we can try and block their 3-1. We've got double depressurize up as well, which is decent. So hopefully that's good. I don't think they think we have double depressurize. We also might kill their left Stalker Ardent. Like, we could just kill both of their things here. But I think we're supposed to just take out the Nova Hellkite. So if we depressurize it, and we kill it, will it still do the point of damage? I don't think so. I could be wrong. No, it still does. It still very much so does. It's not like a fighting effect. Okay, that's fine. I still think we have to kill that here. But that means they probably have another Faller's Faithful. Pedigree Beckoner is interesting. So they can basically take out our worm. So here we would take 7. And they would just play this next turn and win. So if we block the Ardent, maybe that's our best line. I don't see a lot of ways where this goes well for us. I guess we do just block like this. But them getting to play that next turn is pretty good. Pretty good. Maybe that card is better than I thought it was. Honestly, at common, that's not the worst. That's not the worst thing in the world. Gravepack Monoist is interesting. I mean, we're gonna play it here. Our issue is we just can't attack. Because they're gonna be doing at least 3 to us next turn. But at least we'll get to make a 2/2 out of it. Devastating Onslaught is epic. That's so sick!
It's actually, I'm not even mad. That's amazing.
That's so sick! So basically this card, you create X tokens that are copies and you sacrifice them, but because everything was giving everything else 1 point of damage when a creature came in, they basically just made a bunch of the Weftstalker Ardents and then did a ton of damage to me that way. Sick. Absolutely sick. I can't even hate. I can't even hate. That was awesome. And we go down. We're now 3-2 on the day. All right, here our opponent goes first. What a hand. What a hand. We've got the Wormwall Sweeper to play on 2. We've got a Torpedo to play on 1. Siege Ship Impact is okay. And then we have a 7-drop and an 8-drop. I mean, what am I looking at here? We're keeping it. I don't even care. I don't even care. We're keeping it. I have to try this. I have to, for the research, I must try this. We're going to play our Torpedo on 1 into a Wormwall Sweeper on 2. What's nice is the Thawbringer can actually crew our Sweeper. So we're probably going to go get lands. I say that. We just drew a land. It's all happening. We could also play the... we could play the Siege Ship Impact. Take out their drone and make a lander. Hear me out. That's not that bad. I'm doing that. I'm doing that. I am doing that thing. We are going to make a lander token, which feels pretty good. And then next turn we can play the Hawbringer. And then just continue to keep up the Wormwall Sweeper here. I think eventually, too, the Extinguisher Battleship is what we're trying to do. So just getting to 8 mana anyway is going to be solid. Here I do think we'll just play our Thawbringer out. If they want to trade, that's fine by me. I think we're fine taking lands. I think every land we can get is solid here. I say that. We actually probably wouldn't trade here. Just because I want to make the Sweeper into a creature next turn. And the Thawbringer can do that very easily. Night Luminary, so it makes a 3. Oh, I guess they're just making a 1/1 here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, they're not attacking us, which is good. Are they just making a 1/1 on their turn? That feels fine. That feels good for us. Okay, so we get another land, which is great. I do think now we just play the Worm Wall Sweeper. I don't really want the Swarm color. We're just going to continue to take lands. And then I think we're going to make this into a creature. And then we'll just crack our lander and get another land. 2 damage to a tapped creature is really interesting. Sure. Sure thing. We will continue to surveil that swamp. I think we're still fine leaving that there. I guess we are going to lander, so maybe I should have done that first and then surveilled. Again, we're learning. New set, new stuff going on. But we are fine just ending our turn there, and then we will go and get a land with this lander. I will say, too, the Torpedo is cheaper with our Sweeper here. Galactic Wayfarer is solid. So do we want to trade? Do we want to trade? That is the question. Ooh. It's close. I think the answer is yes. I think we want to just keep our life total as high as we possibly can. Okay, Focus Fire is fine, so they just want to get rid of our thing. Galactic Wayfarer is such a good draw, so we're going to play that out. We're going to go get a land with this lander. And then we've got 7 lands now for the Pinnacle Killship. And then we're also going to be close with the Extinguisher Battleship. So that's good. If we draw an untapped land here, I would think about just playing the Extinguisher Battleship. What does this do? So I get to make a lander. So here I think we're okay with this trade. Yeah, I think that's fine. Just again, trying to keep our life total as high as we can. And then I assume they're going to go get a land. Sothera, the Super Void, is insanely weird. I think we probably take out the Thawbringer here. And then we hope we draw a land and we can extinguish our Battleship. Maybe we do just play the Pinnacle Killship. And then we keep our life total high. We take out their Thawbringer here. I think that makes the most sense for us. Doesn't feel great. We definitely need to draw another creature here. The Sothera is tough. Like, I would much rather have a 4-mana 4/4 in our deck than that. But I think this is okay. They're going to surveil too as well, which is nice. They cracked their lander before they surveilled because they're smart. We forgot to. Hopefully it won't matter. Night Luminary is solid. So now just really any land would be fantastic here for us. They're going to whack us for 6 here. But a land would be insanely good. Insanely, insanely good. Sorry, hitting us for 5. We do not draw a land, which is unfortunate. I do think now we just play the Gravepack Monoist into the Sothera, the Super Void. We'll try and take out some of our opponent's creatures this way. Does not feel fantastic. Dual Sun Adepts is close to being insane. Still is good. Honor is solid. Yeah, this is tough. This is a tough spot. So we're going to take 8. If we were ever going to draw a land, now would be a very good time, deck. It'd be a great time to draw a land for this Extinguisher Battleship. Okay, we did it. Okay. Everything's totally fine. So what's going to be tricky is our Sothera is so bad. And we still don't have anything on the battlefield. But I think just clearing out the battlefield is pretty good. So I'm going to, before we do this, I'm going to station with our 2/2. And then we are just going to Extinguisher Battleship the battlefield. We're going to take away one of their lands. Yeah, that was not great. So we get nothing back. Yeah, look, this card's not good. It's not good, and we know that now because I've played with it. But we didn't know that beforehand. So now I do think we'll just play a Gene Pollinator, and we will slowly but surely I guess we want to crew this first, because that will take 5... I guess they both take 5 turns. We'll do the Extinguisher Battleship. And then we'll end our turn there. What's nice is we can still kill something with the Torpedo here. Halia is solid. I do think we're supposed to just, like, kill anything. And then hopefully we can draw a creature here, and that way we can crew our spacecrafts. Oh my gosh. Germinating Worm is so insane, so good, so lucky, so fortunate. And I do think now we will station that ship into this ship. And then we're going to attack for 11. And then next turn, hopefully, you know, this is enough. I would think this would be enough. We'll see. We've played this game like a crazy person, and we get there again. All right, we are 4-2 with the super rare deck here. All right, hopping on into this next one. Oh my gosh, why did we not take this Othera out of our deck? Our opponent goes first. This hand is like fine. It's aggressively okay. I mean, we're keeping it. We've got the Battleship eventually. We've got the Wormwall Sweeper on too. It's not good, but it's also not the worst thing in the world. So this card, man, this card is not it. Absolutely not it, and it is confirmed not it. So now I do think we'll just play the Wormwall Sweeper. I want to Surveil here. I think we're okay taking some lands. I want to see what we get first. Yeah, don't want that. I don't even want a Close Encounter, honestly. So I think we're fine. I think we're fine with that. I think we're okay as that currently goes. And then we'll just play our Hole Carver next turn. Hopefully hold up for a second. We still got a removal spell as well, so that's good. All right. We draw another land, which is great. Everything is going according to plan. I do think now we... Oh, I should have played a Swamp so we can hold up the Depressurize. That was so dumb.
Wow! I'm so smart!
That was so dumb. Oh, I guess what we can do here... Never mind. Never mind. That was not dumb. If they counter this, I'll be sad. Okay, they're not going to. So we'll get some life here, and then we will crew or station our Wormwall Sweeper, which is exactly what we meant to do. And then we will attack with our 2/2 with flying. Don't kill our 2/2 with flying. They kill our 2/2 with flying. Okay, that's all we can do. Not the worst thing in the world. Memorial Team Leader is decent enough. I do like the fact that we have the Hole Carver here. I do think I'm just going to play the Sothera. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. This card is not it. I mean, I do know. I had to take it. But maybe we should take it out of the deck. Might not matter here. Interesting. So they don't have any plays. So I think we're going to start by playing the Galactic Wayfarer, trying to play around a counter here at least a little bit. And then we'll probably just use our opponent's turn to crack that lander. But there's a chance that we actually want to depressurize something they play. So maybe we'll do that. We are not going to be attacking. So they just had no plays there, which is concerning. They either have a ton of lands or a ton of really expensive good cards. Dawn Strike Vanguard is pretty good. I still don't think they're attacking us. So I think we'll just crack our lander here. And we will go and get a forest. Doesn't super matter. And then, ooh, Gravepack Monoist is really interesting. I think now we'll just play the Germinating Worm while they don't have countering mana up. I think that makes the most sense for us. We'll gain some life back. And then we are not attacking. And I think we're just, every time we're blocking and trading, it feels really good because of the Sothera. So, like I previously predicted, this card is awesome. Wormwall Sweeper is fine. Okay, they don't want anything to do with this. They're quitting, and we are now 5-2 on the day, ripping through this challenge. All right, hopping to this next one. Our opponent goes first. I do think we keep this. I like this hand a decent amount. I think we'll probably play the Gene Pollinator on one, just like our opponent is, which is a totally fine turn one play. That way we could play like a Hole Carver and then something else next turn potentially. Kind of like what our opponent is doing here with the Starport Security. Lumen Class Frigate is so good. That card is awesome. That card is really cool. So now I do think we will just play a Hole Carver. And then we are... I don't think we're attacking. Yeah, I don't think we're attacking. And then next turn we'll play our Galactic Wayfarer. So maybe eventually the Extinguisher Battleship will be good. But the Lumen Class Frigate is so good. So good. So I am afraid. I will say, Thaumaton Torpedo is not a bad draw there at all. So eventually we'll be able to kill that thing. But it's not going to be this turn. So now we're just going to play our Galactic Wayfarer. And then I guess we can play our Thaumaton Torpedo as well, which we should do. So we'll auto pay and we'll tap down our lander. So we still have like decent blocks, but it's getting a little scary over there. Yeah, Close Encounter is really strong here. So they'll probably just attack us with the Bright Spear Zealot. And then station with all their other creatures. Oh, they're not going to attack us with it. That's a free attack, my friend. I guess they want to get the life. Sure, that's fine. That was actually probably good. Now I do... Yeah, it's not great. I think we probably just play the Ice Cave Crasher. Or maybe we want to ramp into our Extinguisher Battleship. Our only problem is, I guess we got to ramp into this. Killing their Lumen Class Frigate. So... we have to play for that, so I'm going to play the Eumidian Terrabotanist here. We're going to gain a life by this swamp coming into play, and then we're going to crack our lander here. We're going to go get another forest. We'll get another life, and then next turn we can use our torpedo to take out their Lumen Class Frigate. So it's not incredible, that was not bad. That was not a bad thing to do. Hopefully they draw some lands. They've only drawn 4 lands. Yeah, so they're going to attack us with both of those. I think we're okay double blocking like this. Doesn't feel great, but it's totally fine. They go up to 26. We go down to 16. Oh, they did draw more action, and good action at that. So, ooh, that's an interesting draw as well. I do think we're supposed to just get rid of it. This feels exceptionally bad because we did trade, which I maybe should have thought about. But we're going to have to tap down everything to do so. And we're going to take a bunch here. But the goal is that they draw a land, and then they just attack us. Yeah, okay, this feels reasonable to me. And then next turn we can just play our Ice Cave Crasher, or we can play our Solthera. I think we'll actually play the Solthera just to get that online. And then next turn we can play the Grave Pack Monoist. But now it makes it to where if we trade, it's not the worst thing in the world. We'll see if they just spend their turn tapping our thing down and attacking for 5. So here I do think we're okay chump blocking because they're going to have to sacrifice something. And then we're just going to play our Grave Pack Monoist. I assume they'll get rid of their token here, which is fine. The Pinnacle Kill Ship is interesting. I do think we'll just play the Monoist here just because it can kind of double trade with our opponent. And then we will continue to hold off here. Yeah, if they start just like tapping down and attacking with everything, it's not bad. We're in a bit of a tricky spot for sure. Alright, so we go down to 6. They play another land. Seed Ship Impact is good. That is a good draw. So I'm going to get rid of their Starport Security. We'll make a lander, and then we will just go and get that land here. So we're going to increase our life total again, which is great for us. So we're now up to 6 lands. So 7 we can play the Kill Ship, and then 8 we can play the Extinguisher Battleship. We're going to continue to hold here. And then hopefully this can be enough. Uh-oh. Dawnstrike Vanguard is good. So we don't draw the land, which is unfortunate. I do think now we probably just play the Ice Cave Crasher. And we will hold off on attacking. I'm pretty okay sacrificing our Grave Pack Monoist to one of their things here. We would like to draw 2 lands in a row if we were choosing. They are just going to continue to grow their board, which is probably the smart thing. Depressurize is interesting. I do think now we probably just play the Depressurize on the Gene Pollinator. It's not great. They have some... oh, Close Encounter is decent, so then they're going to sacrifice their... Okay, that's fine. And then we'll just play our Swarm color here. And then what's nice is that we can, next turn, we can attack with the color. We can sacrifice the Gravepack Monoist, draw a card, kill one of their things. So, like, we're doing things here. We're trying. Starfield Shepherd is pretty solid. Pretty solid. They have another 1-mana creature, which is great. So now they can sacrifice that, which is good. Interesting. I think we just go Galactic Wayfarer. We'll crack our lander and we'll pass. Our opponent is in top deck mode, which is good. We have 2 fantastic cards in our hand. We go back up to 8. I don't think we're attacking here. All right, our opponent had nothing for us there. So now, it's interesting. Do we just play the Extinguisher Battleship? Maybe. We could also just play the Pinnacle Killship, which would be good. And the Extinguisher Battleship next turn would be solid. So we can play the Pinnacle Killship and then start to station it, which I think is what we're going to do. So I'm going to play that. I'm going to take out the Dawnstrike Vanguard because this wouldn't have killed it anyways. And then we're going to start to station this. So I'm going to tap down this, and I think that's it. And then next turn we can attack and get this online, and then we can play our Extinguisher Battleship. So that's kind of my idea behind the line here. I mean, I like our spot here quite a bit. We also get the Gene Pollinator back as well. They're also going to have no creatures in play. So I do think I'm going to station this like so. And then we're just going to attack everywhere. I don't think they're going to block our Pinnacle Killship. Here we will sacrifice the Terrabotanist to draw a card. We're doing some synergistic things here. And then we are just going to Extinguisher Battleship, kill everything. We will take out one of their planes here. And this way, too, now we can use our kill ship to crew our Extinguisher Battleship. We'll get back the... Let's get back the Might so that we can crew the Extinguisher Battleship. And I think this should be enough here. I think. I hope. Then we get there again! All right! This challenge, this video might be 3 hours long, but we are now 6-2 on the day, and all of a sudden, we're playing for a trophy. All right, hopping on into this final match here. Remember, if I get 7 wins in today's draft, I'm giving away a draft to one of you. All I have to do to claim this is like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below on how you think I did, and we're going to jump into it. I think we're going to keep this. It's a little bit slow, but Double Galactic Wayfarer is decent. It'll allow us to cast our Seed Ship Brood Tender eventually, and hopefully this is good. A Eumidian Terrabotanist is a great draw. Great draw. Premium 2 drop we can just slap out there now, which I am excited about. Frenzied Baloth is good. Is quite good. I will say, like, we have a good blocker for that. So, hopefully that's okay. I think we're fine with this trade. It's not ideal, but it's also not the worst thing in the world. Drix Fatemaker's good. So now this is annoying. Ugh. 4-3 is annoying. Looks like they are blue-green, which I think is going to be pretty strong. I think it's going to be pretty good. I think green seems pretty good in this set, especially from like this kind of first impression as well. So now I do think we just play a Galactic Wayfarer. We'll try and trade this way, but I'd assume they're just going to play their Drix Fatemaker again. So we might have to double block. I don't know. I don't know exactly what we're going to do here. We might just not block, and then we'll close encounter it. Ice Cave Crasher's good. They are not going to attack us. Wow. So Thera, what an interesting draw that is. So here, I do think now we will just go and get a mountain. I say that, go and get a swamp. And then we'll get a life. I'm going to go ahead and just close encounter the frenzied guy. And we're not going to be attacking, but now we can block the Ice Cave Crasher decently enough. The frenzied Baloth. It is a 5-4, which is not bad. I guess I can make it a 6-5 with the Drix Fate Maker, which is good. But next turn we can play the Brood Tender and the Galactic Wayfarer, which is something. Yep, so we're going to make it into a 6-5. I still think we probably double block this. Yeah, I'm going to, because the odds of them having a 1-mana blue spell that are going to impact this are low. If they do, like, hats off to them. But because we can play the Wayfarer into the Siege Ship Brood Tender, I actually feel pretty okay about 2-for-1ing ourselves there. So I think we're okay to just do exactly that. We'll mill 3 cards. We have a couple of decent pulls in there for the Brood Tender if we want to switch it out next turn for a Germinating Worm. I think that could make some sense. Intrepid Tenderfoot is decent. They're going to put a counter on it as well, which is good. I think we might just depressurize that. Ooh, we also could just play our Solthera into our Wormwall Sweeper. I think I'm going to do that. I actually don't hate this card right here. And then we're just going to Surveil too. Whoa, Extinguisher Battleship is crazy. We've got 6 mana right now. I think we probably won it. Yeah, we probably won it. I'm going to keep it. And then we are not going to be attacking. But now if we like double block, if we lose a creature, it's not the total end of the world because we have the Sothera in play. Sothera. Yeah, they're just going to put a counter on their Tenderfoot here. But I think we're okay with this trade. I think we are. I think we're all right with this. And we're going to make them have to pick one to kill here. They're going to lose their other thing. That feels right to me. That feels good. So they'll have to lose their Drix Fate Maker as well. I think that's right. I just do. They have their own Wormwall Sweeper, which is not great. So we're going to get their thing back here, which feels pretty good. I'm going to start by attacking. And then we are going to just go and get a land here. We don't really care which one it is. And then we'll hold up the Depressurize, and then we've also got the Extinguisher Battleship as well. But I like that we got back the Fate Maker with some counters on it. So we got a 5-4 and a 4-4. Could be way worse. I will say the Extinguisher Battleship is now not that great because it takes out both of our things. But I think as like a failsafe, it's pretty decent. A Ilvoy Galeblade is not great. Okay, I'm now confused. So we attack for 9? That feels good to me. I think they are going to kill something here. Yeah, so they get to put it on top of the bottom of their library. I think that's fine. We're still attacking for 4 here. They don't want it, which is very interesting. So we're going to attack for 4. And then... That's where it gets tricky. I think we just pass. We can extinguish your battleship. But I think we want them to play more things out first. A Lawship Predator is good. That is annoying for us to kill. Yeah, I don't love that. I do not love that. Alright, so they are timing out here. So we're just going to go to our turn. I will say I kind of wish that we could just attack with this. They'll block with the Predator. So I'm gonna try and do that. I assume they're not going to block because they're timing out as it currently stands. But if they blocked here, we would then Extinguisher Battleship everything, which would be pretty good. And we got there! Our opponent disconnected. I still think we're going to win that game, and we get the trophy here in our first ever Edge of Eternities draft. Super excited. This deck was a deck. I will say having double board sweepers proved to be really good. Extinguisher Battleship plus the 0-point ballad was crazy, and we get the job done. We went 7-2 on the day, and I'm giving away a Edge of Eternities draft to one of you. All you have to do is like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I'll be reaching out to one of you there. Thanks y'all so much for watching. Until next time.